Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website on the box here is schifferbooks.com. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you'd like to. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. It's illustrated by Jesse Reish on the back here, and if you freeze frame, you can check out the Hay House information at the bottom. It's from 2002, but still, I do think it's still valid. I haven't checked it. I never think of it. The camera turns off, and that thought is completely gone. So, it might be there. I think it is, though. Hay House, I'm pretty confident, is still active. Okay. I want this card. That card's pushing out. You have an ally in this. Okay. Is that ally helpful? It's more of a question, is this ally moral support, or are they actually helping you get something done? There's hiccups with this. What's going on? Hiccups are usually something is difficult. I'm looking backwards, and there's something does not make sense. I keep looking backwards. Something doesn't make sense. And at this point, I'm wondering, like, why didn't I figure that out then? Like, why did I let that go? I don't know why, but it's coming back around in my brain at this time, and I'm like, why didn't I figure that out? Like, why didn't I try to figure out what was going on there? And I'm questioning, like, why didn't I find answers to that? Or did I try and I just couldn't find them? Like, I keep looking back, like, why didn't I get the answers to that? Something in the past doesn't make sense. And I'm like, something that happened where things are happening now, especially what's going on now. I'm like, I'm looking back in the past and I'm like, something didn't make sense. Apparently I didn't get the answers, but I don't know why I let that happen. Is that right? Is that right? Were you really busy, or what was going on? There's no answers to be had. 7 of Wands and your card, the Devil card upside down. There's other things you had going on, and this was just one too many things at the time. There was more important things going on. At the time, there was more important things going on, and you just couldn't deal with. Well, it's not that you couldn't deal with it. You didn't have the time to properly sift through it. You're like, too many other more important things going on that I have to deal with, and it just got shoved to the side, and then it just got forgotten. Is what I'm getting. But whatever went down in the past, it does, like the past does. It came back. It's coming back right now. That it's kind of like, there's somebody coming forward, and I'm like, I'm starting this, it's like I'm starting another trip. I don't know how to explain this. It's like if you take a yearly trip, it's like, okay, it's time for that yearly trip again. It's come around again. And it's kind of like, well, wait a minute, I didn't figure that out. I didn't figure out the problems last time. I don't like this. And another cycle is about to begin. And it's kind of like, well, I want to sort this out, but it's like, it's kind of like we're going to go in a week, so, you know, do what you got to do, but we're leaving in a week. If you don't go, you don't go. That's your business. It's kind of like, no, I'm going because I have things that are connected to that. So I'm still doing that. I'm still going, but I'm not. I'm kind of like, I'm annoyed. I'm a little annoyed that I don't have the answers that I need, and I'm like, I'm kind of even annoyed at myself a little bit for like not tracking this down, because I was like, it wasn't a big thing then, but I did want to handle it, and for some reason it's just never popped back up in my head. I don't know why, but it never came back around. So with this new beginning coming in, literally the card New Beginning, you want things to go well, so you want to figure it out. That's why Wisdom is there. Wisdom, New Beginning, if I can move my hand, New Beginning, and then Safe Travel. And it's kind of like, I'm not happy because I don't feel like I have the information I need to make this work out. Like, Capricorn, when Capricorn especially gets involved, like, it's kind of like, it's all thought out. It's going to work out to your benefit in some degree, to some degree. Like, you don't waste your time. And I don't feel like I can really, I don't feel secure with that right now. And I'm like, I don't get involved with things that could potentially fail. When I get involved with things, it's going to succeed one way or the other. I just need to have my ducks in a row so I know, like, if this happens, I do that. If that happens, I do this. Like, I need to just have my ducks in a row. And I can't have, like, I think there's a couple ducks missing. So how can I put them in the row if there's a few missing? Like, that's not right. If 5 and 8 are missing, I can't put them in a row correctly because there's going to be missing spots. I feel like I have a little bit of time, but it's not enough to figure out the problem. Can we just, like, three of Swords again, and the Lover's card reversed. I feel like you're definitely going to try to get some answers. I mean, I feel like that's obvious. You're going to try to stabilize this, but I also feel like whatever answers you're getting, like, people are trying to appease you, and you don't like that, for obvious reasons, because, like, they're not telling you what you need to know. They're telling you what they think you need to hear to let it go, and you're like, no, I'm not letting it go. For one, not letting it go. That's number one, and two, just tell me the truth. That's it. They don't want to tell you the truth. Not that they're flat out lying, but they're not giving you the full truth. Some people are pulling the. I feel like it's lying by omission. Lying by omission is still a lie. Like, if you're not telling somebody something they want to know and you know they want to know it and you're just not telling them, it's still a version of a lie, in my opinion. So they're lying by omission. They're twisting things or coloring them a certain way so you don't see what it really was. So they're kind of like... It's kind of like if you're looking into a room, they're trying to block your view so you can't exactly see what's in there, but see enough to make you think it's okay. You know what I mean? They're pulling one of those too. People are not. They're not coming forth with what they should. Somebody else is here. I'm seeing the Hermit as an ally to you. I feel like they're also feeling similar to you. In fact, this person might come to you thinking maybe you have answers, and you seem to be, like, similar ways of doing things. The two of you are very similar. So they're, like, talking to you, like, have you heard anything? Do you know anything about this? Or remember when that happened? I don't know why, but for some reason I wasn't thinking about it until recently. And you're like, yeah, me too. Isn't that fishy? Yeah, like, somebody who can relate. There's somebody here who can definitely relate to how you feel. I feel like you and this person are also in the same boat. Like, we have to move forward. So it's like either do it or don't. If we don't, we just miss out this year. But I have things connected that I need to do that are going to add in. So if I don't, I'm going to have other detriments that I don't want. So I guess I'm doing it. I don't really like how this is playing out. It comes in really fast. Things keep moving forward. People are trying to appease you and this person. Things move forward. I don't feel like it's bad this time. Is that true? Is this going to be okay this time? The Tower and the Ten of Pentacles. So the Tower and the Ten of Pentacles is very interesting. The Ten of Pentacles is very stable. Things stay where they're supposed to be. The Tower, if you know anything about the Tower, that's when things kind of fall apart, and it's kind of like they go a direction, like, you know, the Tower falls. It's a very unhappy moment, but then it's obliterated, and then you have to rebuild afterwards, pretty much. People are keeping the problems away from you. And this other person, by the way. So I feel like people are doing double duty. If there's a snafu or a problem, other people are tripping over themselves to make sure you and this other person don't realize it's happening. Okay. But when the situation is over, at some point you're going to know what happened, the truth. I feel like this is when the truth comes forward. Because you get the Six of Pentacles, and at the Five? The Five. Coins, pentacles, earth, all the same. I'm not happy about it when I figure out what actually happened, because I feel like people kept the problem away from you while it was happening, but this time afterwards you find out the truth. And it mirrors back into the past, like, this is what just happened that people didn't tell you what was happening at the time, but you found out after. This also happened last time, you just didn't know it, and maybe people were very creative in keeping it away from you. They probably thought that you would never find out, but now you're not only finding out about this last time, you're finding out about the time before it. The truth is coming forward. Still not feeling you're going to be happy about this, but it's kind of like there might be a restructuring after this, kind of like, all right, now that I know what actually happened, now the devil gets its due. Whatever that means. The devil card in the tarot talks about Capricorn. That's the Capricorn sign. So it's kind of like, oh, there's rules and there's repercussions for breaking rules. So let's talk about this and let's sort this out. Not happy. I don't think you're going to be happy at all. 8 of fire. Very swift coming in. And then the star card, which can be a communication card, because the star card talks about Aquarius sometimes. Doesn't mean you're dealing with Aquarius. You might be. But that's a very, like, it's a very open, forward communication. Maybe a little bit creative communication. There might be some really interesting things that get said here in the future. But things are going to be balanced out, because it's kind of like, I'm not putting up with this. Once you find out what's going on, you're like, I'm not putting up with this, and we're going to fix this. And this is not going to happen again this way. We're ending this. We're ending this cycle. We're not repeating this over and over. No. This isn't going to keep going. No. We're not keep doing this. Nope. Not into it. So when you do find out, and I think your ally is still with you, you and that person will be on the same page. And I feel like we're going to sort this out, because this is ridiculous. And I don't like it. Once you say what you have to say, it will rebalance. Then it's just a matter of time to make sure it actually sticks. And I do feel like people are being really nice to you after this, as if they're going to do it. It looks like they're going to do it the way they're supposed to after this. I would still keep my eye on it. I don't think I even need to tell you that, though, because I feel like you're going to be like, well, yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on it. Is there anything else with this? I feel like what they're saying is, like, pace yourself. The truth will come through. You will get this sorted out. Don't let this, like, pull you down too much. You're not going to be happy when you find out the truth. The trick is to not let it own you. Like, if you have to, write it down at the end of the day, so that you can give yourself permission to let it go for a moment, relax, and then when it's time to come back to it, like, write down your notes and, like, keep a journal about what you feel and what you're thinking and what you want to do about it. Sometimes for some people, if you do that and you, like, put it somewhere safe, you can kind of let it go, so it's not like you're constantly thinking about it. You're like, oh no, I wrote that down, and then you're like, wait, I just thought of something else. Let me go write that down in my book too, so that way when I'm thinking about it later, I'll remember that. Or when I'm dealing with it later, I'll remember that. If you have a book to write your thoughts down, and just, it might give you permission emotionally to let it go, so it doesn't constantly drag you down. There is the potential when this comes forward and this all sorts out, you might be pretty aggravated to the point where it's constantly on your mind, and it could, like, drive you nuts for a good month, to where you're constantly in a bad mood, because it's really like, I gotta solve this, and this is happening, and that is happening, and I don't want to forget that, and I don't want to forget this. If you're writing it down in a journal for yourself, or some type of writing it down where you're putting it safe, and you're like, okay, these are my notes, I know this, it'll let you just kind of, like, let it go for a minute, so that way, you're like, every day isn't painful for you, or every day isn't unhappy for you, and you can enjoy your weekend, because you know, like, oh no, I wrote that down, and when you're thinking of something new, like, well, let me write that down too, because when this comes around again, I'm bringing that up too. It might bring you some peace, because you're not gonna be happy, you're not gonna like it. The trick is to not let it consume you for, it could be up to a month. Writing things down like, you have to decide for yourself if that's going to work. I would recommend trying it to see if it works. Might give you that emotional, like, I can let it go. I know that works for me if there's something I have to deal with, and I'm like, it's constantly on my mind, and I can't stop thinking about it, and it's, like, making me very anxious, and I can't do anything with it right now. It's kind of like either the place is closed or that person's not available. I write things down, what I want to do, or what I want to happen and when. I write it down, and I also sometimes put a reminder on my phone to check my list because I have something written, something to do at this time. Like if it's like if for example, I have to go get something, maybe there's a part I have to go get. It's kind of like I put it on my phone, like this is when the store is open, so the alarm goes off on my phone, and then I might put a note over here with a list of things I have to get from that store. So like I just get my list. I'm like, if it goes off, I get my list. I go do what I need to do. Boom, we're good. Just in case that helps you. Hopefully that helps you, because I feel like otherwise it could drive you nuts for a good month. I don't think it has to. So, however, maybe you have better ways you've dealt with that stuff in the past. Go with that, of course. Also, if you have better ways and if you want to, share it down below, because I'm sure there's other Capricorns here who could probably benefit from it. Anything else? Alright, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's down below. Same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.